Hello! Today I am back to react to the first episode after the time jump of the hit CW show, for whatever reason, Riverdale. And frankly, I am kind of nervous, not gonna lie. Now I have to say, for anybody who's clicked on this video randomly and is new to this channel, I have to tell you, just so you know what I'm about, I really hate Riverdale. As somebody who grew up reading the Archie comics, I think that it's an absolute disgrace of a show and it really is tarnishing their name. If you like it, if you will defend it, that's fine. We can all like what we like. This is all subjective, but I'm just saying, if you do like it, this might not be the channel for you because I really rip into it and trash it a lot. That said, I have a couple of things to say before we get started. The first being, obviously, how stupid and disappointing it was that Jellybean was responsible for the videotapes and essentially the mystery of the entire season because she didn't want Jughead to go to college. I'm sorry, what? I still can't believe they pinned that all on her. I mean, essentially, yeah, I can believe it because it's Riverdale, but let's be honest, if you are watching Riverdale and you're expecting a satisfying twist or conclusion to the series of events that have been leading up to it, you're watching the wrong show. And I would say that it's really out of character for Jellybean to even do that, but I can't say that because what is her character exactly? We don't know anything about her. So that really just, per usual, was very dumb. But let me just say, the last episode of Riverdale, the graduation episode, was one of the best that I've seen in a long time. I think part of the reason has to be that it was about them at school and graduating school and kind of figuring out where they all go from here. And I think all things considered, it was better than I expected. It makes me both nervous and excited about the events to come. I still have been programmed not to expect a lot, and I'm really trying not to. But that said, let's take a look at the new episode.
I'm not gonna lie to you. What awaits us out there is like nothing we've ever faced before. But we will not be afraid.
He's talking about the triumphs and defeats.
The highs and lows of high school football.
Alright, I'll shut up.
Do you know why? Because we're Bulldogs! And Bulldogs never give up.
Oh, okay. Archie! I get it. It's not literal. It's drawing some kind of parallel. And obviously none of the people from high school are actually there. But it's still kind of a confusing way to start the episode. I don't know. Oh gosh. Not this. Archie!
Rise and shine, Sergeant.
Sergeant?
You've given 7 years to the Army. 7 good years. Every man in your unit will attest to that. They're alive because of you.
Not all of them, sir.
I don't know how many people agree with this, but I have always kind of liked how hard on himself Archie is. I know that a lot of people would probably say that he's underachieving or he doesn't rise above anything, but he really has always done the best that he could. And I think that that is still admirable.
Turns out the ROTC program at your old high school has been inactive. I can't think of anyone more qualified to bring it back to life.
All due respect, sir, I didn't join the Army to be a desk jockey.
You're not happy about this.
In the late summer of that year, we lived in a house in a village that looked across the river and the plain to the mountains. In the bed of the river, there were pebbles and boulders, dry and white in the sun. And the water was clear and swiftly moving.
I don't know what book that is, but it's the best writing this show has ever seen.
Sarge, the only reason I'm still breathing is because of you. Riverdale, huh? Sounds nice.
Seems like a nice fellow. I always find it refreshing every time there's a Riverdale character who's like not main cast who is still a nice person. Because how often does that actually happen? Would never be an accurate answer? He's back.
Well, if you're hungry, grab a stool. Coffee's fresh.
Hey, it's Aaron Westbrook.
Or if you want something a little stronger, you can always head downstairs.
Wait, hold on, what? Le Bon Nuit is still a thing? No way! If you want something stronger, you could head downstairs, implying that the speakeasy is still there. I don't know. That doesn't seem... I don't know. Oh, never mind, they moved the white worm. It's the white worm! Okay. That makes more sense. Toni! And Fangs! Kevin! Oh my... And Sweet... What an unexpected treat! Toni, Sweet Pea, Fangs, and Kevin. Awesome! Does it make me a little sad that they're all still in Riverdale? Sure. But I shouldn't jump to conclusions. I don't know any of their stories yet, but a couple of things. That is the best that she has ever sounded. It's the best that her singing voice has ever sounded, in my opinion. They all look amazing. Kevin looks the same, which I don't know. I try not to jump to conclusions, but... And I'm also glad that it seems like they're trying to reestablish the friendship of Sweet Pea, Toni, and Fangs. I feel like a lot of people really loved that, and they totally got rid of it as soon as Toni started dating Cheryl, which they shouldn't have. As I've talked about, Toni greatly lost her identity when she started dating Cheryl, and even more so when she moved in with Cheryl. And we don't like that. We don't like that. Go off, Queen.
Damn, Toni. It's good to see you.
Yeah, you too. You're all grown up.
Well, I don't know about that. But you're,
Pregnant? Yeah, I am.
still a badass, so. So who owns this place now?
Me and the Serpents, we all put our cash together and bought it from Hiram Lodge.
So where's the pop tape?
Well, haven't you heard? I thought that's why you came back to town.
No, I was re-signed.
No.
Toni, what happened to pop tape?
No. Oh my gosh, no! No, not Pop Tate! No! I really hope that they make Toni a more important fixture in this show. I think that the show desperately needs it, and I hope that they know how much is riding on this and that they don't forget about it and throw it away after 2 episodes. Also, I'm getting really soft for Archie and Toni already, and it's only been like 1 minute of conversation between them. Betty?
I'm more than ready to get back to work.
Betty, you suffered severe trauma. You were and still are only a trainee.
I caught serial killers in high school, Dr. Sterling.
Not like the trash bag killer.
I'm glad that she's getting therapy. Again, she desperately needs it. But this lady is trying to help. And Betty is like, oh, I took down a serial killer in high school. You know, you don't know anything about me, even though I've probably been seeing you for weeks and probably would have already told you that. Gosh, I hate the portrayal of Betty's character in this show. I hope it gets better. I hope it gets better after this time jump.
Yeah, the trash bag killer. I get it. I messed up big time.
The trash bag
But how
killer?
am I supposed to make up for it if I'm locked in a basement?
Listen, it's late. How about we call it a day? I can pick up some pizza and beer. We can meet at my place.
I can't tonight. I'm meeting friends for Thai.
Wait, hold on. What?
What?
She's seeing the boss? Ooh, Betty. You liar! You're not meeting any friends! Still not a happy person. No offense, but solving mysteries and fighting serial killers in high school never made her happy, so why on earth would she try to make a career out of it? I don't understand why she couldn't have done something that made her more happy. My gosh, Betty. What the heck?
Where are you, kitty?
Why is her window open? She grew up in Riverdale. Why is her window open? Oh my gosh.
Any nightmares this week, Betty?
No. Sleeping like a baby.
You haven't said much about your time in captivity. 2 weeks. Do you think about it a lot?
I think about where TBK might be right now.
Trash bag killer, TBK! TBK! JTP!
Sorry, I usually have it turned off. I have to go home for a few days to Riverdale.
Okay,
You have to watch my cat, Toffee.
sure. Yeah, I can do that. And since I won't be seeing you for a few days, do I at least get a kiss goodbye?
Somebody's gonna hate me for saying this, I know, but I already like them better than Bughead.
To you and me forever, babe. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Chadwick.
The only thing we're missing is a little Chad or a little Veronica running around.
It's 2021, Chad. Haven't you heard? Women can have it all now.
I'm gonna show you a picture of either Fred Andrews or Hal Cooper's grave right now. Now on that grave, it should say 2019. So why on earth is 7 years later 2021? This show has been given the chance to start over and they still have awful continuity and they still can't do math. I can't.
The highs of a filthy huge sale, talking smack with the guys. They called me the she-wolf of Wall Street.
Ugh. Oh, the she-wolf of Wall Street? Oh gosh. No thanks. No thanks. She's still cringy as ever. This is the thing, I don't have a problem with her being married, but I do have a problem with her storyline revolving around that. Because Veronica's storylines, no matter what they are, revolve around the men in her life. Archie, Hiram, now this guy. Because even in the promo when they were saying like where everybody ended up, they're like, Archie's in the military, Jughead is an author, Betty's an FBI agent, Veronica is married. I don't think she ever learned how to be her own person because she always was constantly influenced by all of the men in her life. Similar to Quinn Fabray for the first several seasons of Glee, or even Ann Perkins. The difference is that they realized it, and they did eventually become their own person before finding somebody to coexist with.
I thought we decided it
I
would work.
tried Lacey's, but I needed something with a little more edge.
Thought we were working towards having a baby. Or did you forget that?
No, Chad, you forgot. You forgot who I am, who you married. Remember how it was in the beginning? Things were so good. You and me working side by side on the floor. And the sex was amazing.
Oh my god. I cannot believe she just said that. I can't believe she just said that. It is all about sex for this little feline, isn't it?
What happened?
The accident.
Chad, you used the accident as an excuse to try and control
You
me.
almost died.
So did you.
Let me just say, Riverdale still has the most crap-lousy lighting in the history of lighting. But I love how her husband said, it's about the accident. Because I feel like that's one of the most quoted lines in, like, anything. Like, I can't do it anymore because of the accident. Or, I haven't been able to drum since the accident. Or, I haven't been the same since the accident. Or, they told me I couldn't swim anymore since the accident. You know what I mean? It's always the accident.
Pardon me, would your name be Swampy, ex-drummer for the band Love Handle?
That, my friend, was a past life. The name's Sherman. Why asking?
Because they're reforming for one night only. It's a celebration of our parents' anniversary.
Well, that sounds charming, boys, but I haven't played drums since the accident.
Hermione!
Andy wants to know when you're gonna come join us for an episode or two. Mom, no. I can't put my life on display. Especially not when it's in utter turmoil.
What's wrong with your life? You're married to a successful, handsome man who gives you whatever you want. I mean, you don't even have to work if you don't want to.
I love working. That's the problem. Chad wants to turn me into a baby-making machine.
So you don't want to have kids? I mean, since when?
We have plenty of time for that. Right now, I don't want to be a mom. No offense.
I want to be a she-wolf of Wall Street.
Okay, let me ask.
It's bad enough you said that once. You don't have to say it again. And as far as the kids thing goes, isn't that a conversation that you should have had before you got married? And I feel like that would be an important thing to bring up.
And as for believing that you have plenty of time to start a family, honey, I think the accident might have shown you that's not necessarily the case.
The accident.
I hate it when we fight. Especially when it's my fault.
We never used to. What happened?
The accident. If only one of us will survive this crash, I thought, please let it be my wife. Let it be the woman I want to build a life with. And then we both survived, and all I could think is now we can do those things. I don't want to waste a minute. Does that make any sense to you at all?
It does.
Here's the thing. There's still this unwritten societal rule that when a woman has kids, she doesn't have a job anymore, like she stops working. But that isn't true. I mean, I know that everybody's situation is different, and I know that, of course, it's appropriate for her to have a maternity leave, but my parents both worked. Several people I know, their parents both worked, and I turned out fine.
If I tell you that I want to do something, you have to trust me, Chad.
I will. Hold on. You got to open your gift first.
Dude, what if it's pearls?
A new one comes out each year, so you can start collecting.
No, it's a grimjag.
You are a woman of exquisite taste.
Yes, I am.
We usually don't carry items that are so high-end, but I know a guy.
I get it. It reminds her of her dad, but it's like Rachel Green gets a gift, immediately turns around and returns it or gives it to somebody else.
Archie? Is everything okay?
And she's going back to Jughead. Jughead.
Jess, I have writer's block.
So do I. But I'm not punishing you for it.
Can we talk about this when I get back, please?
Jughead being a bad boyfriend. As usual. Why in the world did they even have to give him a girlfriend? I want more than anything for him to go on a journey of self-discovery after this 7-year time jump and realize that he is asexual. I know that it's not gonna happen, but a girl can dream, right? Also, in my Jughead analysis video, which I uploaded last week, I talked about two of Jughead's two significant girlfriends in the run of the comics, Joni and Debbie. So again, going back to my anger that they are bringing in new people who are not from the comics, why on earth did they name his girlfriend Jessica? Just name her Joni or Debbie. At least that would pay some kind of homage to that era of the comics and to somebody that Jughead actually dated during that time. Gosh.
I have writer's block. You got a lousy work ethic. It all comes down to, do you want a career or do you want to be a one-hit wonder?
Jughead's still sad. Oh.
What?
I'm gonna go stay with Haley until I find my own place.
Why?
This isn't working anymore. We haven't been working for a really long time.
Jess, please wait. Don't do this right now. All I need is just...
I don't know what you need, Jones. But I'm definitely not it. Good luck with your book. It's the only thing you care about anyway.
Who's that girl? Who's that girl? It's Jess. Well, I guess not everybody can be Nick and Jess. Not every book can be Pepperwood.
It's wonderful, by the way, your book. The Outcasts, which is obviously an homage to
The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton.
and the love story between the Viper leader and the homecoming queen. It's just so
Romantic.
sexy, I was gonna say. It's a very sexy book you've written. New York Magazine, right? They called you the
New Brat Pack. The season's best and brightest young writers with so much potential.
Debt collectors.
Are they gonna hurt you?
Jughead's going back.
I'm the drama teacher. Got my BA from Carnegie Mellon in Pittsburgh, where
I'm graduated from the University of Pittsburgh.
we stayed boyfriends, believe it or not. And now we live together here.
With me in an apartment on Cloverfield Lane.
Yay! Oh my gosh, yay! Despite initially having gotten together because they were both possessed by a cult, Kevin and Fangs are the healthiest relationship in this show. And now that they've been together for 7+ years, I don't feel like I'm jumping the gun anymore when I say, I hope that they get married. They're cute, I love the moments that they share. And I'd like to see them end up together.
Hey, what about Cheryl?
It's cool, guys. As you know, after graduation, Cheryl and I broke up.
R.I.P. Shoni.
After I got back from Highsmith, I went to go check on her a couple times. Hello, Antoinette. Cheryl, I thought we could talk. I'm afraid now isn't a good time. I've got my painting to finish.
Who is she, Amy from Little Women? No, not quite. Amy's likable.
Cheryl, are you okay? I'm perfectly fine. Do I appear to be otherwise?
Yeah, you do appear to be otherwise, actually.
Hiram Lodge was there with his new right-hand man, Reggie.
Wait, Reggie's working for Hiram Lodge?
No, never. I'm really glad to see you, Toni. I wonder if you would do me the honor of letting me paint you.
Like in Titanic, draw me like one of your French girls, Jack. But I am really disappointed that Reggie is Hiram's right-hand man. First of all, I don't know if this is just me, but I would never ever ever work with or for somebody who tried to kill my close friend. For 2 years, no less. Also, this just really kills any possibility of Veronica ending up with Reggie, doesn't it? Unless the show somehow redeems Hiram, and then if Veronica falls for Reggie, then they could just be a happy family. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, and I'm completely out and open with my family. We've talked about you. And Cheryl, I think that they'd approve of us being together.
Okay, I don't know what's all happened in these 7 years, but we have to remember that it is 7 years! 7 years!
It wasn't over for me! I waited for you for 7 years!
And realistically, times change and people change. Like, you would think after they broke up and haven't seen each other for years, it would be done and they could just be friends. I don't know how often somebody goes back to their high school sweetheart 7 years later and initiates them getting back together. I don't know how often that happens in real life. I've never heard of it happening to anybody in my life. if you've heard of somebody in your life that that's happened to. First of all, that's incredibly romantic. And second of all, I just want to know how often that actually happens. Like, I'm not trying to be like snarky or anything. I genuinely want to know.
The Blossom curse runs deep. I am doomed to a life of unhappiness. Toni, I'm glad you're doing so well. You deserve to be happy.
She didn't say another word. She just painted me for 12 hours, and when she was done, I left.
Well done, my dear. It's exactly like the original.
Like the original promo pic for season 3, I think it was. You're right, Nana Rose, it does bear a striking resemblance to the original promo pic for season 3. Also, can I just say how gorgeous Cheryl looked in that dress?
Hey, do you mind if I stay here to make a few calls?
Yeah, go for it.
Don't want to be a nitpicker, but he called Betty first.
I figured a steel gate would be enough to keep this gym intact, but this place is like a war zone.
Well, wait till you see the rest of the town. Come on, my bike's up front.
Is he gonna ride on the back of her motorcycle?
The town's entire funding has been completely stripped by...
Hiram Lodge. Why destroy an entire town for nothing? What does Hiram Lodge have to gain?
Hiram Lodge is just he's a meanie. He's a mean person.
The ghoulies moved into my house.
So you want to go in there and knock some heads?
As a matter of fact, yeah, I do. But first things first, Toni, can we go back to Pop's, see if any of them actually came?
Okay.
The ghoulies broke into Archie's house? What? I'm sorry, this is all a lot to take in. What? What?
Archie, I heard you were back.
It's good to see you.
Wait.
I missed you.
Same.
Wait, he didn't die? He just retired? Wait, hold on a second. Why is he there and in a uniform? I must have misread something. There was a miscommunication.
I missed all of you.
There they are.
Archie, Toni, Veronica, Betty, check it. I'll leave you guys to it.
No. You're as much a part of this as any of us.
Archie's a stand-up guy. Love that he's including Toni. I mean, yeah, it strays away from the comics because Tony's much more minor character in the comics, obviously, than these four, but it's still nice. It's still nice of him. And the writers, might I add.
Riverdale's dying. And we might be the only ones who can save it.
That right there had to be the mindset of the writers when they were writing season 5. Riverdale's dying, and we might be the only ones who can save it.
Are you sure I can't convince you to stay, Squeaky? I'll give you more shifts if it would help.
I appreciate that, Tabitha, but Riverdale is done with me. And I'm done with Riverdale.
That hair on her head was totally not hers. Gosh, that was such a wig.
Maybe things will be different in San Francisco, she thought. Maybe I'll be happy there. Unfortunately for Lynette, she'll never make it to California.
So does this mean that Riverdale is gonna become a murdery, bloody, awful, evil town again? I don't know. Because Squeaky got on a bus with a skeleton attached to the front. And presumably she got killed. Couple of things. I'm not sure if this was necessarily the best episode to react to because it was basically just an episode that's establishing the new lives of everybody, which was definitely still interesting to see, but there wasn't a lot of action or a lot of stupid funny things to laugh at or be shocked at. But nonetheless, I hope that this was still fun and relaxing for you to watch. I think that that episode was definitely not without its flaws, but it was still, in comparison to the rest of the show, definitely not the worst. I am looking forward to what's to come. I'm hoping that the writers know the weight of this situation and how much is riding on it, I hope that they take this opportunity to start their show over seriously, and I hope that they don't mess it up like they always have in the past. I'm already loving the Archie and Toni dynamic. I obviously am a big supporter of, you know, not every man and woman who have a conversation and talk to each other have to get together, you know, because people can just be friends, and like I said in my Jughead video and a couple of my other videos, there's not enough just male-female friendships in the media, and there never has been, but at the same time, I do kind of want there to be a little something between Archie and Toni. Just a little something, something, something. If anything, just to give Archie a perfect record for having been with every single girl in the cast of Riverdale. I just think that that would be really funny. And not that this matters a whole lot either, but after being with somebody who is as crazy, chaotic, and just off her rocker as Cheryl, Toni being with Archie might be a nice change of pace for her. And if anything, for her to maybe eventually realize that she wants to be with Cheryl again, or that she doesn't. I don't know. I don't know, man. Of course, I am also looking forward to the eventual Barchi content, hopefully. Myself and, of course, several others have been holding out in this gosh darn show for these two, and they had better not mess it up, and it better be worth it. I know if the show does things right. At this point, I don't know if they will or they won't, but if the show does things right, Betty and Archie will get their happy ending that they so deserve. I will leave it at that. Goodbye. Thank you so much for watching, and have a fantastic day.